From News 19, I'm meteorologist Daniel Bonds. It is a News 19 weather impact alert day because of Hurricane Helene. Here's the latest from the National Hurricane Center. The 8 a.m. advisory does now have winds of 100 miles per hour with gusts up to 115, moving towards the northeast at about 12 miles per hour. It is forecast to rapidly intensify, so it is going to get even stronger before it makes landfall along the panhandle of Florida, it looks like later this evening. So here's the forecast track from the Hurricane Center, and Category 2 storm getting better developed as it does continue to kind of travel over some very warm waters in the Gulf of Mexico, and it is going to make landfall, it looks like late tonight, somewhere along the panhandle of Florida. Once it does make landfall, it will start to weaken, but it's going to be quickly moving through the state of Georgia and then eventually kind of just make a loop up here over the weekend. But this is a dangerous storm that we're going to continue to watch very closely. So this would be early Friday morning, still possibly a Category 1 storm in the southern part of Georgia. And you can kind of see the forecast track, and the cone of uncertainty does keep it towards our west. So we're going to be on the eastern side of the cone of uncertainty, and you're talking about the quadrant risk. We're going to be in the right front quadrant at some point, it looks like, for tomorrow, in particular tomorrow morning, Friday morning. And so we're going to be watching the potential for high winds, tornadoes, and some flash flooding. So heavy downpours will be possible. If we lived along the coast, we'd be concerned about a storm surge, but it's really high winds, tornadoes, and flooding. Going to be possible. All of South Carolina under the tropical storm warning. So what that means is we do expect tropical storm force winds 39 miles per hour or greater within the next 36 hours. And that's the case across the Midlands as well. All of the Midlands under that tropical storm warning. We're going to be watching the potential for some heavy rainfall. You'll notice higher rainfall amounts in the upstate of South Carolina, but it won't take a whole lot for some of these totals to kind of go either from west to east, really depending on the track of the storm. So if it kind of moves a little bit more towards the west, these rainfall totals could change a little bit more towards the east. These rainfall amounts could increase in the eastern half of the Midlands. But regardless, you'll notice our in-house forecast model indicating anywhere from about 2 inches to maybe 5 inches of rainfall in the extreme western half of the Midlands. And it really depends on where these bands kind of line up. If you miss out on one of these rain bands, then you won't get nearly as much rain. If you get one of these rain bands over your area, then the rainfall amounts will be a little bit more. We do have the flood watch in effect for parts of the Palmetto State, including Aiken County and the upstate of South Carolina. So there is the potential for some flooding. The highest potential is going to be in the upstate of South Carolina in that purple area, but you'll notice this red area. So that's reasonable expectations are we could have some flood issues in there. And then the flood issues still in South Carolina, even in the eastern half, but they do drop a little bit. But heavy rainfall could lead to some flooding issues. Once again, the farther you go towards the Grand Strand and the PD, those rainfall amounts do decrease. High winds a threat tomorrow morning. We will have that threat for tornadoes tomorrow morning as well. So you do want to have multiple ways to get those weather warnings. Here's our wind speed forecast. Those winds will be picking up, especially as we get into tomorrow morning, Friday morning. This would be sustained winds. So we're talking about sustained winds of tropical storm force in Orangeburg, Augusta, and they will continue to kind of increase as the storm kind of moves towards our west. As it does finally lift out, the winds will kind of weaken a little bit, especially as we go into Saturday. Wind gusts a little bit more concerning. This is what our forecast model is indicating, possibly up to 55 miles per hour. So very strong wind gusts early Friday morning. That could lead to some power outages, trees down. That could lead to a lot of issues, especially if we have the saturated soils. We get those wind gusts. It could bring those power lines and trees down. Tropical storm force winds, certainly a possibility. The highest risk does still appear to be generally in the western half of the Midlands and the Palmetto State. But keep in mind, all of South Carolina is under that tropical storm warning today and through tomorrow as well as that storm continues to move out. So tonight through early Friday, heavy rainfall, tornadoes and high winds will be a possibility. So what you need to do is stay off the roads tomorrow morning. I think that's the best thing to do. Just stay off the roads, have multiple ways to get those weather warnings. Here's kind of a wide look at our forecast model and being overlaid with the National Hurricane Center's forecast and the cone of uncertainty. So this would be about 10 o'clock tonight. Kind of see a landfall right here. That would be late tonight as those rain bands continue to impact parts of Georgia and the Carolinas. And then as we move through early parts of Friday, as that storm still a hurricane at this point as it kind of even approaches Atlanta, showers and storms. South Carolina will have that possibility for some tornadoes as well. And then gradually our weather will start to improve, especially as we get into Friday afternoon. As that storm kind of lifts on out, I do believe we'll get some sunshine before the day is done on Friday. So a closer look at our forecast here for South Carolina. Rain will continue to fall across the Midlands today. Could have some moderate, maybe even a few heavy downpours. Not expecting that to be a big deal today, but as we go into tonight and certainly tomorrow morning, early tomorrow morning is when things start to ramp up. And you'll notice here, this is 1 o'clock Friday, a little bit of a break in the activity, but then as we get into the morning hours of Friday, we'll say 4 o'clock or so, those rain chances increase and the threat for severe weather will increase and the threat for high winds. Tropical storm warnings in effect for a large part of the southeast. So you're talking about all of South Carolina, even up towards North Carolina. Parts of Alabama do have the tropical storm warnings for parts of the peninsula of Florida. Here are the hurricane warnings and watches. This red box here, that's the hurricane warning. The purple there, that's the hurricane watch box. So even have hurricane warnings extending all the way into a large part of Georgia. Storm surge warning for a large part of Florida, as you would expect, as this dangerous storm continues to make its way towards a landfall later this evening and tonight. It is going to bring some dangerous storm surge with those high winds and heavy rainfall. Here are all the tracks for the 2024 season as we do continue to kind of track Hurricane Helene here, Category 2 storm at this point, and we do expect it to get even stronger before it makes landfall. In the Midlands, we're expecting highs later today in the upper 70s, low 80s. Rain is going to be likely. It's going to continue to spread across the Midlands. A little bit of a breeze out of the southeast, so we'll say 10 to 15 miles per hour, some stronger gusts. Tonight, those gusts will increase to possibly to 55 miles per hour. Yesterday, we did manage to make it up to 89 degrees, a little bit above our average. Didn't have any rain yesterday, but we do expect these rainfall totals to increase as we go through the rest of today, certainly into tonight and very early Friday morning. Looking ahead towards the weekend, our weather does improve, mainly sunny skies on Saturday with highs in the middle 80s. Small chance for a little bit of rain on Sunday. And then the weather is really not bad Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, looking pretty good there. And then as we do look ahead towards the forecast for the weekend along the Grand Strand, low 80s for highs both Saturday and Sunday. Charleston, good looking weather for the beach, maybe mid 80s over the weekend with those showers and storms today. Small chance for maybe a stray shower Saturday and Sunday in the upstate of South Carolina. Looking ahead, our 8 to 14 day temperature outlook, October 3rd through October 9th. It looks like near normal rainfall conditions for us here in South Carolina, and it will probably be slightly warmer than normal during that same time frame. But here is the latest. Hurricane Helene, 8 a.m. advisory, does have winds of 100 miles per hour, gusts up to 115. A powerful and dangerous Category 2 storm that will be rapidly intensifying before it makes landfall, it looks like tonight along the panhandle of Florida. Keep it here for more updates. We'll update you online and on air as needed. Have a great day.